Hey, what's up guys? Dr. Houston Anderson here. Wanted to quickly show you something that I did just recently that you can do also that pretty much is just about actually doing the work. So if you look at this right now, I have pulled up a screen that says natural treatments for PMDD, premenstrual dysphoric disorder. I decided to write an article on this, and the first thing that I do when I write an article is I first of all see, okay, can I rank for it? So the competing kind of keyword might be like a PMS type symptoms. But you can't write an article for PMS because there's like 10 billion articles for PMS. And even if you were to write the best article out there to get backlinks and things like that would be really complicated. So what did I do? I chose the next best kind of syndrome or the closest symptom, or funny enough, clinically, a more severe symptom. So someone that actually, like, if you have PMDD versus PMS, people live with PMS their whole lives and don't really do much about it or take some ibuprofen and things like that. PMDD is more severe. The ibuprofen doesn't work. Now we're talking about antidepressants. Now we're talking about more like a severe condition that people need medical help for. Okay, so I selected this topic based upon those criteria. And when I looked at the PMD, when I Googled PMDD, there just wasn't that many people that had, or big people. Like it wasn't full of like the top names in every industry, like WebMD or things like that were just like completely crowding the first page of Google. So I decided to write an article. This was May 10th, 2015, and today is May 15th. May 10th, 2019, and today is May 15th, 2019. Sorry, dates are kind of crazy this morning. So if you look at natural treatments for PMDD, you don't see me as number one. That's okay. Number one, if you look right at these first two listings up here, and then the second one here, those are both medical news today. Okay, great. It's been there for a while. So it's not a big deal. You have the snippet on the right. Okay, I'm not going to take control over those in general. But if you come down a little bit further, you have PMD natural treatment. So that's like a whole website there, probably a sales product. Is PMDD curable? That one there. Proven natural ways to treat PMS and PMDD, evidence-based. Alaska Northern Lights. So if you look some of these things, this guy wrote his in 2019. That can actually give you a good clue as to whether the keyword is rankable still. If there's another article that was written recently, then you can say, okay, someone recently ranked for this keyword and they likely don't have backlinks for it. They likely haven't done much SEO stuff for it. All they did was write an article, nothing complicated, right? A little bit on the knowledge that you know. And so if you look down here, I'm right here. So page one of Google, I'm like number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, number 7 on page 1 of Google within 5 days. I think it's been there like 3 days now, but like within a couple days, you can rank on page 1 of Google. And what does that mean? It doesn't really mean anything as far as, well, first of all, this is me nationally, right? So literally you're on page number 1 of Google in the entire world, or United States, I would say, which is pretty critical. Okay, so there's going to be traffic that's going to this page over and over and over. What that means locally, though, is, if you look at any of these, there's no one local that shows up here. So Google's going to respect you nationally. They're going to respect you locally, which means that next time someone looks for a PMDD doctor in Gilbert, Arizona, or Scottsdale, Arizona, or Phoenix, Arizona, I'm the only person out there that has ranking signals from Google already, and they're going to say, hey, look at Dr. Houston Anderson. He mentions PMDD on his website if it's what you're looking for. I was a little specific on the terms here, so I did want natural treatments for PMDD. Not medication, right? Because so if you market wrong, if you don't target your audience correctly, I'm going to get a lot of people in here that want to take a birth control. I'm going to get a lot of people in here that want to ask about IUDs. I'm going to get a lot of people in here that want to have an ablation or something like that. That's not who I market to, right? That's not the treatment that I have to offer, at least at this point in time. So I need to make sure that I'm literally, so my keyword is literally this exact quote, natural treatments for PMDD. And I'm not going to rank for every other. If you Google PMDD, I'm not going to show up. But if you look for natural treatments for PMDD, that's where I'm going to show up. And that's where you want to show up, is whatever your niche is. So if you want to say, let's say your niche is also PMDD, but you specialize in IUDs, right? That's your thing. Not a big fan of it myself, but let's say that that's what you choose to do. So then your article or your focus keywords would be IUDs for PMDD. Which one's the best one? That kind of thing, to where it's like when they find that article, they know exactly what you have to offer and they know exactly how you offer it. My point is for you guys is that you can literally rank on page number 1 of Google today within a couple days from article content creation. Okay. I go over in the back end of my training programs exactly how I do that. But long story short, you really have to look at some of the indicators of some of the other things that are ranking on the first page of Google, right? So time matters, right? So 2014 can be a good thing or a bad thing here with Alaska Northern Lights. It could be really bad because they've been ranking on page 1 of Google for a long time. Or it could be really good because there's no new content on the condition. If you were to look down, you could write articles on each one of these things and see if you could rank. So what causes PMDD? These are kind of the things, PMDD remedies. I think that would be a really hard one to show up. But anyway, the point is, be very specific about the articles you write and the client that you want to walk in the door. And honestly, what you're going to combine is their solution plus the condition. Okay, so if you wanted someone that said how to use coconut oil for PMDD, cool, write that article. And those are the people that you're going to get because maybe you sell a coconut oil product or maybe you sell something like that. So the concept is be very specific, be very specific, be very specific, and then you can win landscape. You can win real estate on page 1 of Google, which is the most important thing you can do in order to, I can, just from my experience with Google, I can tell you this is going to rank on page 1 of Google for, probably 2 years. If I don't even do anything to it, if I never share it, if I never do any work with it, probably 1 to 2 years if I don't go up in rank. So right now, like I said, I'm like 7. I may be number 5 or number 4 or number 3. I doubt I'll win number 1 unless I do a lot of work on it. But that doesn't matter, okay? Because if people are looking for the solution, once again, I'm a doctor, right? I'm trying to market my practice. So if you look at this exact thing, natural treatments for PMDD, medical news today, they're not a doctor, okay? No one's going to go see them. PMDD, natural treatments, like I said, likely, I'm not going to click on it right now, but it's likely supplement sales or something like that, but not a doctor, so there's no information there. PMD, this looks like it is a doctor's office. Healthy Natural World looks like kind of like a health kind of based article blog. Alaska Northern Lights is it like it's I think it's a community of information for like chiropractors or something like that. I can't remember. And then I'm right here. But like how many doctors are on the first page? I mean, as far as we can tell, maybe 2, right? And then you can go on, if you really want to be the specialist in that area, obviously you can go and see what you rank for and then go to the bottom here. So I'm not an endocrinologist. That's not going to work. Antihistamines for PMDD. Okay, so we can talk about that. That can be a whole article. Or you can do natural antihistamines, right? Because that's who I'm marketing to. Or you can do the top prescription antihistamine for PMDD and kind of go through why some of the other ones you don't use and why they may not work as well and what mechanisms are at play. People really want to know the information. Or better put, they actually just want to know that you know the information. When they're done reading your article, they don't really understand it all. They can't really comprehend the whole body. But they want to understand that you know what you're doing. So go out there, write your articles, jump in the back office area of the Noah's Ark membership so you can figure out the exact details of how to write an article that ranks on page number 1. I gave you some hints already. And if you have any questions, reach out to me on Facebook or reach out to me via email. That's doc@drhoustonanderson.com or message me on dreampracticecoaching.com. We'll see you later. Bye.